This week's episode of The Grid is sponsored by Impix. Shoot today, upload tonight, we ship tomorrow. Manfrotto. Imagine more. On One Software, software that gets you back to shooting.
ADORAMA, more than a camera store. And Tiffin, helping create the world's greatest images.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another live episode of The Grid. My name is Scott Kelby, and I'd like to introduce you to my fabulous panelists today. So this gentleman I'm about to introduce you to, it's been a long time getting him to come here. I finally had to freaking put him on a plane and fly his butt here because he lives physically so far away that he would never just be in the neighborhood. Sorry. But we're very fortunate to have today with us photographer, wildlife photographer, Love Machine. Is that not right? It's what it says in his bio. It's right in his bio. It's not in his bio. It was the first line of your bio, dude.
Yowza.
And social media guru and Love Machine. It said it twice, right in the first line. Mr. Scott Bourne.
Hi. Yeah.
Hi, man, you're bringing a lot to the table. Thank you for coming on.
It's hard to come back from Love Machine, but I have about
Is it though?
I have about 23 ex-girlfriends that would dispute that.
Yes, you do. 23. That was in the 1970s. Okay, so, hey, ho.
You too can be invited to Grid to be abused if you're very lucky.
In person, all right?
I'm getting out now.
And also joining me today is, as much as I like Scott, and he's a great guy, I love my co-host. My wife, Calibra, is joining us today again. Yay.
Hello.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi, sweetie.
All right, now you're sick, aren't you?
I am sick.
Because if you can see the
Don't
desk
make me laugh.
where we're at, she's got Vicks Vapor Rub over here.
I do.
And there it is, Vicks. This is not product placement, by the way, but
Ba-dum,
hold
ba-dum.
it
But it
closer
is.
to the camera. Can you go to camera B so they can get a close?
No, I don't know where camera B is.
Neither do I.
I can't be bothered with
But
that.
they said there is one. And then you've got everything here. You have tissues.
I do. I have tissues.
Can we have an
But
MCU,
it's okay.
please, on the
Nancy needed them
tissues?
too.
Okay.
And I have some hot tea.
Well, I know you're not feeling well, but I'm glad you came on.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Hey, and we also have someone else joining us on the show, as always, all the way. Now, we have a lot of people don't know this, Scott, but a certain part of our studio has been deemed by the French government, French soil, just like an embassy. So, please, I'm glad that was not on camera.
I wish it had been.
Show them what you just did. Show them what you just
Come
did
on,
was
do it
terrible.
again.
Come on, gun show's in town. Here we go.
2 tickets to the gun show.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
That's brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Nancy Massey. How you
Let's
doing,
start
Nance?
coughing.
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm quite well. Do you have any
I'm
shout-outs?
a little sick myself, so.
Do you have any shout-outs?
You know what? I'm sure I do, and they all just kind of went. Whoosh.
You know, every week for the last like four episodes, she's like, I want to do a shout-out at the beginning of the show. So I thought I would do you
You
the
know what?
French
I do have a
courtesy.
shout out. I do have a shout out.
Maybe the Prime Minister?
My shout out is to Monaco Javier. Which
Monaco, I know
probably
Monaco, he's cool.
Messing up his name. Monaco is a great guy, and he just put out a post about his Photoshop World experience. And we are going to be doing this whole new thing with Photoshop World, people sharing their stories about how Photoshop World changed their lives. I mean, it's not just the learning, it's just like what you can do with the opportunity. And we've got some great feedback, but Monaco was like one of the first stories that kind of got the whole ball rolling. So thank you, great blog post, and we'll be putting that out really soon.
There you go. Well, I saw Monaco at Photoshop World, and he was at my Washington, D.C. Lighted Sherwood Touch as well. Very cool guy.
Excellent.
Okay, so hey, we have some giveaways and stuff today. First, before we do our giveaways, just want to mention, go to Apple's iSomething store. Go to the App Store. I have an app. It's for free. It's called Lighting Recipes. Just go download it. It's free. We have giveaways today. We're going to be giving away the Perfect Photo Suite. This is a plug-in suite for Photoshop. This is. Have you seen this photo suite?
I have seen it. It's great.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Did you ever use it?
No.
Okay. So also we have my digital photography book, Volume 4. We're giving away one of these.
I learned everything I know about photography
Epic.
from this
That's
book.
an epic book.
Oh, have you read it?
No.
Okay. So we also have my 3 DVDs we're giving away. Crush the Composition. Now you were there for
I
this.
was there. That is awesome.
Did you actually pay attention?
No.
Okay. We have. The Photographer's Guide to Avoiding Common Business Mistakes Through Better Paperwork. This really is about how to protect yourself with copyright and not be stupid. Model releases, copyrights, things like that. And the Photographer's Legal Guide, which is called Model Releases and Copyright Registration. We have all of this we're giving away at the end of the show today. One last thing, real quick before we go. Hey, my Lightroom book is on press. It's being printed right now. It should be in stores very, very soon. You can pre-order it any place. Like, you want me to move this? Well, I had a computer here.
You can. Give me a secret hand.
Ooh. You can pre-order it anywhere books are pre-ordered. So that's it. We got a bunch of giveaways. We have a very cool topic today. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to be in. Hey, I've got over 300 photographers signed up for my UK tour. I'm going to be in London. So.
Fish and chips.
Hey, I'm going to be there too.
You're coming
what a
too,
coincidence.
Right? All right. We'll both be in London, though you'll probably be at Harrods while I'm on stage. But Saturday, April 28th, I hope you'll join me in London. It's going to be a blast. It's the last time I'm doing my Light It, Shoot It, Retouch It live. It's the end of the tour. It already ended here in the U.S., but we have one more time in the UK. I'm very, very excited about it.
Will there be a reunion tour?
It is. There will not be a reunion tour because it would be just me again on stage. Okay. And also, Matt is out on tour with his Lightroom tour. Go to kelbytraining.com for all the information. Coming up next, our topic. We have a very good topic because we have some people here today that are clued into this stuff on a big level. Our topic, I want to read it because they will not move the prompter. Oh, look, it just moved. I see. If you make fun of the prompter, it moves. So, well, our topic today is social media for photographers. Where are we at today, and how do we use it to grow our business? So we're going to be looking at Facebook. We're going to be looking at Pinterest, Twitter, Google+, and a whole lot more. Stick around. We'll be right back here on The Grid.
Hey everybody, Tony Corbell. For me, it's always been about light control. It's light quality, light quantity, light direction. Think about the light tools that we have to work with. Sunlight, ambient light, portable flash, studio lights. There's not one tool that is sort of everything to all pictures. You really do have to have a variety of light shaping tools. And in this case, we're going to look at several of them. If we can take those 4 tools of light and understand all the controls that we have, what we can do with our photography is unlimited. We can do anything that we want once we understand the foundation of our craft. I hope you'll tune in. We've got a lot more things in store for you here at kelbytraining.com.
Hi, I'm Corey Barker, author of the new book, Photoshop Down and Dirty Tricks for Designers. My inspiration for the longest time, even since I was a kid, has always been films, television shows. You know, everybody says, you know, don't watch too much television or movies, but you know, in my case, it actually helped because it really fueled my creativity and curiosity. I wrote this book because I know what inspired me as an up-and-coming designer, and this is the book I would have been looking for. There are books out there that teach you the program, but don't teach you to be creative. And I think that's one of the things that's going to be different about this particular book, is not only does it teach you things about Photoshop, but it also teaches you how to think and look at things a little differently and maybe a little bit more creatively. If you're starting a designer, or even if you've been a designer for years, you're going to get something out of this book. We start from scratch or start from a basic photo and go all the way to the end to a finished product. There's no opening up a file that's 60% done and then showing you how to do those final touches. No, we're gonna go from the beginning to the end on every single tutorial. Whether it's you're trying to figure out how to create that great logo effect or even do a full-fledged poster, you're gonna have the elements and tools you need right here inside these pages.
Hey, okay, we are back. I want to kind of tell you how this came about because, you know, Scott is very well known on Twitter. I think he was one of the first, the photographers to really blow up the numbers on Twitter. How many followers do you have on Twitter now?
121,000 thereabouts.
Jeez, that's not right. That's
my God.
That ain't right.
I agree. How many followers do you have on Google+?
1.15 million, but most of those are just empty
Yeah,
blank
let's
things.
just
It's
talk about
put
what's
there by
not
Brad.
right.
Brad,
Yeah.
I think took 900,000 of those himself with different names. You'll notice that 900,000 of the names that people that follow me all start with Brado.
Thank you.
Brado Javier is one. Brado Collins, right? Brado Concepcion, yes. Brado Massey.
I want to point out that I did make an initial mistake. If I would have put my assistant's photo up on Twitter instead of mine, I'd have 1,120,000 because she's way better looking than me.
Right. Yeah.
And if you'd have put your wife's, then you'd have.
I did for a long time. Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did. Okay, so you're real big on Twitter, and Scott and I were talking on we went to lunch today, and he was talking about some tips that he had for photographers how to make money on Twitter.
That's
so
right.
I thought, man, that we have to talk about that. So, well, now I'm.
Well, you wanted me to actually tell people that?
Not yet.
Okay.
I want you to, but I want you to hold it so they don't leave. If we give it
Okay.
to them now,
All right.
they'll get your tip and they'll be gone.
Stand by for
All right.
news.
So I am more of a G+ guy myself. I have Twitter followers. I think it's 30. Let me go
No,
look.
you've got like 40,000.
No, I have more than 40,000. I don't have 80,000. I have between
60,000.
40 and 80. It's just not enough. It's not enough to be known as a Twitter famous person. And you know what that means? Not famous. Here we go. I have to go here. Sorry. 72,967.
Come on, you're nipping at my
Dude,
heels.
I'm 50,000 behind. Come on. All right. So Calibra.
Please don't ask me what mine are.
No, we're not going to go. We're not going to go for your network because we're not going to talk about your G+. You know what? I was just looking for one of her posts here online. You have a great G+ presence now, because I will say this: Calibra has, and I'm not joking, some of the most engaged followers. So you don't have a tremendous number of followers, like
yeah, but my people
4,500.
rock.
4,500. But her people. Last night she said, "I won't be able to post a comment." And you got 70-something comments back on that. She'll post like some little thing, and her people, they're so engaged with her. It's like, I wish I could do. Like, I'll write a blog post that takes me 2 hours, I get 11 comments. Calibra will write some little funny thing, and it's like, it blows up. But
It's because I love them.
you do.
And they love
No,
that.
she is. She's very connected with her people, and they're connected with her. But you're also, I'll use the term that Trey Ratcliffe, so Trey's the king of photography on G+. He's got like 1.7 million or 1.8 million people, and very deservedly, because he puts out a tremendous amount of content. And really, really great stuff, from photography to thoughts and all. He's totally engaged. He was one of the first guys on there, and good on him. But Trey called you the queen of Pinterest. And so, well, the reason why I thought it would be great to
I'm
have
still
her-
trying to figure out if that's a compliment.
Right. Well, also Trey had Calibra in on a broadcast on his podcast, and he said he had a statistic. Thank you. A statistic. He had a thing. He had a number. It was weird. That showed that he repins the most from you of anybody on Pinterest. So anyway, I read this week Pinterest is now the 3rd largest social media network, and there's a different play for photographers on there. I haven't heard anybody talk about it, and I want to talk about that. But if you can start off by, you did a very little short thing on Google Plus where you said how you saw Facebook, and it was real short and sweet. This is how I see Facebook. This is how I see Twitter. This is how I see G+. This is how I see Pinterest.
Right.
Just recap it if you will.
Well, I think when I actually did that post, I was pretty new to Pinterest, so I was still trying to figure it out. And I think the most difficult thing about Pinterest is if you do actually try and figure it out. Like if you go there and like, why would I do this? If you try to make sense of it, you'll probably never get on, because that was my struggle whenever I first started doing it. I'm like, I think you were the first person to even tell me about it. I'm like, and I'd want to go there and do that for what?
Yeah, I did the same thing. I
know?
said, why am I here? Or what am I doing?
But then, once you just kind of have to jump in and start doing it, and you start collecting all these. I think we use the term on trade show for sure, but I know that I've used it. It's almost like window shopping, So you can just collect all these beautiful things. And
Can we show your page? Do we have a feed coming out of here? I requested a feed coming out of the computer, so. Wow, there we go. All
I'm
right.
sure you have
I
it then.
requested it in writing, by the way. Thank you. Can I show your Pinterest page? Do I have your Pinterest page? I do. Hold on. Let me just load it here. So they just showed my Twitter page. So like, where's Pinterest? Because for those of you who aren't familiar with Pinterest, I want to show you. So this is Calibra's page. And how do they find you? Just go and type in Calibra
Calibra Kelby.
They don't have you bookmarked like I do?
aw, Aw.
Okay, well, anyway. All right, so this is her Pinterest page. So she's come up, you basically pick a topic, right? So just kind of explain how this works, because even I look at mine sometimes and go, what am I doing?
Well, you kind of start using it to figure out what it is actually that you want to, for lack of a better term, collect. They, of course, will load your page initially, and I don't even remember what those are because I've had it so long now and I've made my own boards. But like places, spaces, I have rooms with a view,
This
things
is a
that are
brand new
beautiful
one,
to
right?
me.
You just put rooms with a view?
It's relatively new, yeah.
I'm going to click on this so we can just see it. So what it is, these are collections of
rooms with a view that I think are interesting, that that I would like to see.
Hey, I recognize this one.
I know. That's one of my
See,
favorites.
I took that shot because you told me, honey, look out the window.
And I'm
And
so
I
glad
said,
you did.
wow, hey, good shot. Okay. All right. So what are some of your most popular boards here? Like, what are the ones that people say? Well, of course,
Places,
chocolate, right?
chocolate, well, that's a big one for me. But places is probably one of the biggest. Places and spaces, it's at the top.
Okay, I'm sorry. Places and spaces. Well, let's look
Mm-hmm.
at spaces.
So you just kind of figure out what you like to look at, and that's the great thing about Pinterest. And that's what's different. What I'm discovering is different from Google Plus and Facebook and some of the other things, is that I almost look at those other social media things as like cable TV. You could have 1,000 channels, but sometimes there's just nothing on you want to see or anything that you want to hear or be engaged with. Pinterest, where they really get you, is that you can always look for things that you like. You know what I mean? You can always.
So how do you find
search.
these pictures? So like, and can I say this? And Scott, you can see her things. I told Calibra she would make a great photo editor.
Yeah.
Like at a magazine, it's like, you pick the best photo. I look at her stuff and I can't stop looking at it because you really would be a tremendous photo editor. Because
Which is why she's not a photo editor. Because to be a photo editor, you have to be the person that crops the bird out of the picture about a bird. That's what photo editors
But look
do.
at this stuff. All
She's
right,
too
let me
talented.
pick another one because you've got, this is your spaces one,
Mm-hmm.
but you come up with such beautiful pictures because you really, like I've seen other people's pages and they just have, they'll have a good picture and then a crappy picture, but you take care to choose good
Well,
pictures.
but for me, of course, I'm spoiled by good photography. So that's important to me. So I love chocolate, but even if it was something chocolate that I really liked, if it wasn't photographed well, I still wouldn't pin it because I don't want to look at it if it looks bad.
I was going to say, can you have a bad piece of chocolate? I mean,
You'd be
Yes,
surprised.
you can. She showed me one this morning. She showed me a chicken dish and said, "See, I love chicken disc, but I would not be there." Hey, we're getting some comments. We're getting some comments. Let me go ahead and these. First, Kevin Halliburton says, "Calibra on G Plus is certainly a bright spot in the sea on internet non-humanity."
Oh,
well, thanks.
thank you.
Hey, and they can find you on G Plus. You just
Calibra Kelby.
Calibra Kelby on G+. Gilmore Smith says, Calibra's Pinterest page makes me hungry. Gilmore, let me tell you what. She says, we'll be in the morning or something. She'll go, oh, look at this new one on my chocolate board. I'm like, I don't want to see it. I am serious because she picks such yummy looking photos. And I want to talk about that. But all right, how do you build a board? Let's go look at another board. How do you build one? So let's say that you decide. So you decide which topics you cover. So these are, you know what I like about this? These are all things about you. Now I know you.
Right.
But if I didn't know you, I could see the things that you're into, like big girl shoes. You do have the baddest shoes ever.
do
Okay.
you have Manolo Blanco shoes?
Yes.
I might.
She does.
Do you have the ones with the red bottoms?
I might.
Okay.
But then I also have all kinds of other ones too.
Oh, look at this one, a flight in fancy. I mean, there's so many.
It's
but this is all
basically-
about you.
It is, and that's what's nice about the page is it's really all about you. It's what you like. It really nobody can judge it. And the other thing too is there's not actually a lot of interaction other than other people maybe liking a photo that you've pinned and they'll repin it. It's also a place where you can kind of go to get away from social media because you don't have to necessarily be interacting if you don't feel like it. There is a place for it, and sometimes people do that, but it's not why it's there. It's really kind of something you can just do on your own, and it's kind of solitary.
Yeah, so you don't have to interact like you do with like Twitter and things like that, because Twitter
Right.
needs to be more of a conversation. Couple
Twitter
more
challenged.
comments. Now this is a really good one. Lost in Maylene says, I've heard that Pinterest is a great place to get your stuff stolen. True? Not true. Well, this is a very interesting topic. and it was one that puts that Calibra on Trey's show you were on. They talked about, and I want to get your thoughts on this too, because like I see one of Moose Peterson's shots here, right? And so the whole idea kind of behind Pinterest, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that you find photos on the web, and you do what you would do at home. Before there was the web, you would take a magazine, you would open it up and look at it and go, oh, I love this recipe. Tear it out and stick it on a board.
And it's a lot like that.
And now you're doing it digitally.
Or you want to travel. You know, there's a place you're dreaming to go of. You rip it out and hang it up. It's,
Right.
you know.
So this
kind
is
of
a
that.
digital version of this. But now, I don't know how you feel, and this is what I want to ask. I don't have any problem with someone going to one of my pages. They see that shot of Venice. I'm happy that they can stick it and put it on their page, because I don't think that they're doing it for commercial use. Now, this is just me. I'm not speaking like this is just. I'm just saying.
Right.
I know Trey's like, yeah, take whatever picture you want, put it on Pinterest. But I know that there are some photographers, and this is what I think Lost in Maylene is talking about here, is that some photographers are like, hey, you just stole my picture and put it on your page. I don't. Now this usually links back to them, and you always.
Well, that
yeah, there it
actually
goes. To
Moose put on the Pinterest page.
Oh,
I
Moose
don't
put it on
actually go
Pinterest.
outside of Pinterest a whole lot. I do a lot of pinning from within Pinterest.
So that's how. So that's how you find these images, is literally without leaving Pinterest. You're doing it here.
Yeah, you can
All
just
right.
search for what you like.
Scott Bourne, what are your thoughts? Because you license a lot of photography.
Yeah,
By the way, can I just interrupt for 1 second?
Okay.
Dude, he showed me some eagle shots he took last week in Alaska with a 70-200. So he had to be from here to Brad. They were unbelievable.
Thank you.
Can we? Is there any way we can show some of these later?
It's on my iPad.
All right, when we take a break here, and we'll take a break in just a minute. We'll.
Oh my goodness, look
There's
at
some.
that.
There you go, right there. That's off of my
Wow.
Google Plus
Dude,
or my Scott
seriously.
Bourne page. That's from scottbourne.com. Yeah.
Is the one?
Look at that.
Look at
Oh,
that.
is
I call that one.
awesome.
He's safe.
Now, is that a paid model, or was that actually?
No, that's out in the. It's. By the way, you'll notice it's snowing, which means it must be at least below 32 degrees. It was about 22 below then. I was cold.
See, I'm not willing to do that. Now, I would shoot them in a zoo at 72 degrees.
This is what happens when eagles are trying to claim territory over fish, and I was happened to be up on a sandbar covered with snow and got that one, which I liked. So yeah, that's where I was. Like a week ago, it was 100 degrees colder than where I am today.
Wow. All right.
Aren't you glad to be
So
here?
you license these photos you show.
I do.
What would you think about me taking one of those and putting it on my Pinterest page?
Let's put it like this. My position has evolved a lot due to our mutual friend Trey. Up until last year, I pretty vigorously enforced copyright on all my images because I did a lot of exclusive imaging, exclusive licensing. So, in other words, if it's on some other site, I can't get paid the exclusive rate, which is usually 10x of non-exclusive. So that meant a lot of difference in money.
Well, can we explain that to the readers that don't understand licensing? Can we talk to them about?
Sure, it just means that you get permission to use a photograph for a specific reason, or if it depends on the license. You get to put in a commercial application. Like, Amazon paid me at one time to use a picture of a waterfall to use it in an ad for USA Today. So they paid me to use the license. Now that means I still own the picture.
Right.
They just get to use it.
But it's for like a very specific time. Like
Right.
it's for this ad for 6 months and all.
In some cases, it's for one time, one use,
Right.
one place.
But so what you're saying is sometimes you have an exclusivity clause
Right.
that says it can only be used. You're not
Right.
going to turn around and sell it next week to General Motors.
Right, and then people pay 10x for that. They pay 10
10
times what they would have paid.
Right.
So in that case, Pinterest becomes problematic. If you're a commercial photographer that's selling exclusive licensing, you can't really sell exclusive licensing because if it's there, it's sort of like, well, wait a minute, we thought we were paying for that, and now I see it's everywhere else. I am moving towards Trey's position for 1 year as a test. Trey's position is, let everybody take your stuff. The people that are big businesses that would have paid you are going to still pay you. They'll honor the terms of the Creative Commons non-commercial license, which I've started to use that Trey uses. There has just been a recent change at Pinterest in their terms of service to clarify what their role is with regard to copyright, and they're taking the AOL position, known as the
It's on
AOL
you.
position. It's on you. Right. So if you put a picture up there and that's a violation of someone's copyright, you're responsible, and that way they won't get sued. I don't know how it's going to all boil out, to tell you the truth. I think Pinterest may be in the most dicey of positions with regard to this,
Right.
but I think in the use that we're talking about here, it clearly is not violative of anybody's, rights in terms of if it's just personal use, it's
Right,
not
we're
going to
just-
violate.
right, we're
But
sharing
if you're
with our friends.
if you're a commercial photographer and you're putting stuff up and it's getting used, it's questionable. Now, I've tried this experiment only recently, where I'm licensing things via Creative Commons. A few people have paid. I'll have to say that our sales are 50% down compared to the way they were before we tried the Creative Commons things, but I've committed to try it for a whole year to see if this notion is. Because I'll tell you one thing about Trey Ratcliffe. Trey Ratcliffe has done very well with this model.
Yeah.
And this all started with me and him, because he and I talked, and we make about the same amount of money from our photography. And I challenged him. I said, well, Trey, how do you know you wouldn't make more money if you sold exclusive licenses? And Trey, being the smartest human on the planet, turned that around on me and said, well, how do you know you wouldn't make more with Creative Commons? So I said, okay, I'll bite.
And your sales are down 50%.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, so Calibra. So let me ask you a question about this, okay?
Okay.
So you talked about an idea of where photographers could say in some manner that I'm okay with taking my stuff.
Right, and I could see either, whether Pinterest does it or whether people decide to do this, having a section on their blogs or on their portfolios or whatever saying, pin this, or these are okay to pin,
Oh,
or
okay.
these are
Pin
not
this.
okay
I
to
like
pin
that.
this.
Yeah. I think
A little logo pin this.
Yeah, and the example I gave you is like, maybe you have photos that you feel have kind of run their course, or you've used
Right.
them, maybe slide those over to, a pin this sort of section. Because I guess that's my question for photographers, is that, what are you're really concerned about, of course, and that is this going to affect your income or also the integrity of your photos and that sort of thing. I find it really hard to imagine that happening within Pinterest. Now, it would be different outside of Pinterest if you started seeing these on everybody,
Well, what becomes the issue is Pinterest going to start selling advertising?
Right.
And so if they do, and people are coming to your page to see what you've collected in my photos there, and they're making money from it, and I'm not getting a cut, that's where the real conversation starts. I think
that would change the.
I think
playing
until
field.
that
Right.
happens, I'm not too worried about it. That said, I'm not on it because I got too
Right,
much.
and I'm waiting to see how they're gonna
I got
make
too
money,
much
too.
invested in trying to take care of 120,000 Twitter followers. I can only do so many of these things at once. I mean, I don't know how people maintain 4, 5, 6 of these things at once. I mean.
Right.
But I can see how you use it as quite fun for you, and I don't think that I, as a photographer, would be offended if you took any of my pictures and put it on your site. I don't see any way that I'd be hurt commercially.
Right.
And as long as my stuff's being used non-commercially, which, by the way, is no different than the way I always acted before. In the past, if a church group wrote to me and said, can we use your picture on our church bulletin today, even though I sold exclusive licenses and such, if that picture hadn't been in an exclusive licensing agreement, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, use it. I never cared. I mean, it's just this sort of Creative Commons approach just codifies that up front, that it's okay to use it not commercially.
Right.
And we'll just have to see how the Pinterest thing pins out. They're getting an awful lot of legal scrutiny, I can tell you that.
Well, and of course, if they all say we can't do it, we'll stop doing it.
Okay, a couple more questions. Frozen
That'll be
Dactyl
that.
says, well, here we go. What's your opinion on the copyright violation implication of this site? Okay, Pinterest puts any onus. That is onus, right?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
We
Sorry.
triple-checked the spelling.
Hey, I'm on cold medicine. I can read that.
Puts any onus
That's the
on
AOL
the
rule.
user should the lawsuit arise, and that's caused some skittishness. I totally agree. It really made me rethink my Pinterest. I started a Pinterest page, and then I got scared to death.
Well, the founder of Pinterest took his page down.
Yeah, that was noteworthy.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. Just
All
mentioning
right,
that.
David D. Pinterest is a hit among brides planning for their wedding. Wedding photographers should take note to market to them. Good reason to add a small watermark to your image, by the way. Okay, this I think is. I think David D. just opened up a very, very good point. Is instead of us all being focused on, oh no, because here's the thing, Pinterest is different.
It is.
It's
completely.
grown. It has exploded. How long has it been? I heard about it 4 months ago.
Yeah, it's
and
new.
it's number 3. It's exploding.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we, instead of trying to figure out, oh, well, this, that, why don't these photographers, instead of sitting in there with lawyers, why don't they sit in a room and go, how are we going to make money on this? You know what I would do if I were smart? Nancy's over there going,
Well,
oh, yeah,
exactly.
Nancy's like,
Pinterest.
I mean, it's hard to put that genie
What-
back in the bottle.
what are your thoughts, Nancy?
Well, here's the thing, because I've been on Pinterest too since the beginning, and first of all, I love it. But everyone here is saying, well, what do we use it for as photographers? What do we use it for? What do we use it for? I have 2 Pinterest accounts. I have my personal Pinterest account, and then I have, I think it's like Nap Nancy M. And that one is exclusively for, you know, everything we do here at Kelby Media Group. And one of the things that I've been working on, and it's going to be in an upcoming community section of Photoshop User Magazine, is a mood board competition. I have been gathering images and creating a mood board because I think photographers can use Pinterest for mood boards like crazy. And I'm
Want
gonna
to explain what a mood board is?
a mood board.
sure you're
Like
asking
Lindsay
that?
Adler was talking about it when she was on a couple weeks ago. It's just a way to collect like images and textures,
Inspiration and things that tell a story.
Exactly, and Pinterest is perfect for that. So of course I'm creating a zombie mood board.
Of course,
And-
the zombie uprising.
Exactly.
When is that scheduled?
Next Thursday.
Is it Thursday? It's not next Thursday.
Maybe it's Thursday after.
Okay, I think it's Thursday.
Hey, we have a zombie apocalypse store in Las Vegas.
But I mean, that is
Really?
just one of many ways that photographers can use Pinterest for. And there's so many other things you can do with it besides, like you just said, besides worrying about copyright. Use a
Right.
little watermark. Because, I mean, the thing is you can pull images from almost anywhere because that's what Pinterest does.
Right. So I would like to see photographers doing something to promote their business. Why not shoot for Pinterest? Why not shoot to create things that you can say, hey, everybody, pin this? You know, like, for example, it would be great to go on Google+, Twitter, Facebook, put one of your images with a watermark and go, hey, guys, here's one for everyone that's got a board for chocolate.
Pin it. Yeah, you
Pin
can do
it.
a contest. You know,
And-
pin this
That's
photo.
actually
and-
that's a good idea. I like that idea. I think that buys into Trey's marketing system. I think that is very valid, and I think that's something to do. Yeah, I also have to remember some people really don't care about making money. Some people just want to
Sure.
share their photographs,
And that's cool,
And
too.
in that case, there's no issue. But I do think what I'd like to do is challenge the audience. Send us email after the show. Tell us, you know, how we can turn this thing around. Like Scott said, let's not attack it. Let's figure out a way to use
Let's
it.
find a way to. This is a new, big, exploding social media thing. How can we? I don't want to use the word exploit it. That sounds kind of bad. But how can we leverage it to help our business? Because you know what it is. Even if you will hear somebody eventually sue somebody on Pinterest and win.
Yeah.
You're not going to hear there were 7,000 lawsuits filed yesterday. You're going to hear somebody somewhere did it once. All that time that they were spent on trying to get that one lawsuit through, all these photographers could have benefited. We just have to spend 5% of the time trying to figure out what can we as photographers do, and maybe that's a whole nother topic one day, is what we can do to reach the Calibras, to reach the Nancys, to reach these people who are potentially, just like the gentleman said, or I don't remember who said it. Brad looks at me like I don't remember either. That said, you know, brides are going there and they're looking for their stuff.
Yeah.
I want them to see a photographer and go, wow, that's the guy I want shooting my
And that's what
wedding.
happens. It's a really short-sighted view if you want to just, you know, keep all of your stuff off of there, because there are people sharing your photos, you know, sharing your blog address.
And your links.
and your links, all
And
your
your
links.
links.
You know, just like every social media network out there, there's etiquette. And part of Pinterest etiquette is when you pin
Hey,
something.
I'm sorry, 1 second. It's okay to switch to Nancy when she's talking.
When you there's Pinterest
This is what happens when they do
etiquette.
crack in the control room.
Give him some
And when you
NyQuil.
pin something, you pin the link with it. So I mean, whenever you pin something, you just copy paste, pop the link in there. It takes 2 seconds.
Well,
And
it
then-
usually goes right over with it, right,
Yeah.
Nancy? I mean, you don't even have to do that. If you pin it and it's in there, it's going to go with it.
Yep, because
so it
they've
happens
updated
automatically.
their whole terms of service. I mean,
pin it, it goes with it. hey, can we jump over to my computer here real quick? So I was looking. Calibra has one of my favorite ones. Is she's gotten quite a reputation as an iPhoneographer. She does all of her photography with her iPhone, even though she has various D cameras and refuses to use them.
D something
But
or other.
I got to say, you get more out of an iPhone camera. So she has a whole thing just called iPhone shots. And look at this one. This was from Photoshop World.
Wow.
I know these are
Oh,
iPhone.
thank you.
Yeah, iPhone shots. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really? Brad says there's something different in Calibra's iPhone. He says, yeah, Brad's like, there is.
It is.
She's
It's trusty.
got something.
She got the
you
special
know.
iPhone.
Trusty.
All right. Hey, I just saw Moose Peterson kicked in here. And I'm guessing it's Moose Peterson because no one is named Moose. Don't want to be a wet blanket, but the phrase making money keeps being thrown around, but it's a relative term. Many are hoping to make enough to buy a camera equipment when in reality folks don't make even that much. Oh, that's a good point, Moose. Monty Lamontagne says, with Facebook, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, blogs, and websites to maintain and be active on, in order to promote your business, how does Pinterest contribute to that?
Pinterest does it for you. You don't even have to be there, and other people are going to circulate your work. You don't even have to show up. That's how it does it for you.
That was good. You're out.
I want a cookie.
She gets a cookie. Brilliant.
Well, no, but
Good answer, Monty. Monty?
There you go.
Monty
you
Lamontagne.
Put a pin in it. That's all.
Ken Tony has a question for Scott Bourne. Scott, what's your favorite social media? He says he knows it's not Facebook. Please don't say it's Twitter.
Sorry, it is. It is.
Okay.
I like Twitter because I've.
You have a huge following there.
No. Listen, I liked it when I had 4,000 followers, and it's for a simple reason. I understood it. I mean, half this stuff
Yep.
I just started a Google Plus account. Unlike you, I've got like 3,000 followers. I don't really know what to do with it yet. I mean, with Twitter, I get it. It's first of all, it keeps it to a short couple sentences. I can interact with people versus a 3,000-word email. And we use it for comments on our podcast on Photo Focus. We get a lot of comments off of that, and it's going to people have to be focused because of it. I like that, and it's just easy for me to track. And I like the fact that when you tweet something that's of value, it will be massively retweeted, and the exposure that you can gain it's phenomenal. I mean, I tried to help a couple of friends, and I accidentally broke their websites because I linked to them,
There you go.
and then like 1.25 million people clicked on them.
All right, I want to talk more about Twitter because I'm unhappy with Twitter.
Okay.
But before we do,
I don't work for them, by the way.
I know you don't. Okay, but
I'm
before
challenged.
we do, you mentioned something. Go circle Scott on G+. Seriously, no, let me tell you what. The reason why he has so many followers on Twitter is because he consistently puts out content. People that put out a lot of content, like Trey, like you. Now, you're a little late to the game to Google+, which is
I am.
the only reason why you have so few followers.
I don't even have the new interface yet.
Oh, it's lovely.
Thank you.
Hey, that is right. The new interface came out for Google Plus today.
Right.
It is-
Before we came here.
I love it. I mean, I've seen nothing but love for it. I'm sure somebody hates it because there's always people, it changed. But
Yeah. If you want to circle me, I'm plus.ly/ScottBourne.
so plus.ly.scottbourne, go circle him because I guarantee you're going to get 10 times what your circle click will be because he puts a lot. He puts a lot out there. He really does. I mean, Scott's always connected. Anything always going on. You're also a bit controversial.
I try to be.
Well, that makes it fun to
Yeah.
follow you because you'll say stuff and I'm going, I can't believe he freaking said that, and I got to disassociate myself with him. No, but no, you do. You know what it is? You said it. Somebody said it best where they said, Scott Bourne says a lot of things that the rest of us are thinking, but we're not brave enough to say. You do. You say,
Listen,
hey.
unfortunately,
I
I
really
didn't
appreciate
get that
that.
filter that everybody else has that's somewhere between here and here. And if it pops into my mind, I say it. I don't mean any harm, but, sometimes I do have a new T-shirt. I'm going to start wearing it regularly. It says, if you try to be smarter, I'll try to be nicer.
Ouch. Burn.
See? It's working already.
It's working already. All right. But so first, just go follow him. Now
Thank you.
can I gripe about Twitter?
Feel free.
So Twitter sends me a thing this week, and they said, would you please tell us what you think of Twitter? It's a 10-minute thing, and I'm like, 10 minutes? But I've been wanting to get it off my chest. Let me tell you, there is nothing. Well, can I actually give you a demo of why? I can show you exactly why I hate Twitter. Can I show you?
Feel free.
Can you switch over to my computer?
I can't.
Can somebody in the party room? Okay, here
There
we
you
go.
go.
So this is the new layout, by the way. It takes your picture, makes it huge, which I don't look good big. So I wish I could make this very, very small. So now, if you go down here, I wrote this. All right, this is short and sweet. Today we're live on the grid 3.5 hours from now. We've got photographer and social media guru, Scott Bourne in the studio. Lovely Calibra. We'll be talking about G+, Pinterest, Twitter for photographers. Hope you can join us 4 o'clock, right? I want to take this and go to Twitter. Copy. I'll do it old-fashioned so you can see it. Copy. Go over to Twitter, and let's hit paste. All right, I hit paste. I am over by 191 freaking characters. Let me show you what I have to do to say anything. All right, so let's do this. Well, I have to just say, today, get out, we are live on the grid in 3.5 hours from now, period. We've got, I can't say who you are, just you're Scott Bourne. I'm only over by 143 characters still. Do you see what I mean?
Your problem is that you can't talk a lot.
This was fine. Twitter was fine when it first came out, when all you said was, having dinner with friends. Just had the greatest calamari. But that's not what it is anymore. It's like every social media has grown in their richness of content, except for Twitter. Twitter said, we did this thing back then, 140 characters. It was perfect back then. I don't care what happens in the world, we're sticking with it. To look at photography on here is terrible. So it's like, you know what Twitter is perfect for? People who love to just text. If they go, you know what, I just want to text, you might as well be on Twitter because it's just text on the web.
But you can link.
You can link.
Well,
how much do people love clicking to go see something else? Look at the difference.
I know. I understand what you're saying.
Here's Twitter, and look at Google Plus.
It's right
Here's the
there.
picture of us on the set.
I get it.
Right?
I get it. Yeah. Well, the thing about Twitter is
Nancy's
this.
laughing because she,
I'm going to bring up.
She's seeing comments.
I'm going to bring up a few things really quickly. First of all, it's a huge marketing tool for photographers. If you know how to use the advanced Twitter search.
here we go.
How do we use the advanced Twitter? I want to. Nancy's like, All right, bro. Let me see.
If you're a wedding photographer, you can search by zip code, for instance. And you can search for every occurrence of the word wedding in your zip code in real time. Now, don't you think if you're a wedding photographer, that might be valuable to you? Because you can see a tweet from someone that says, where should I get the best wedding invitations? As a wedding photographer, you've got your little link to your site up on your profile, and you click back and say, Joey makes the best invitations. And you don't have to say, and by the way, I'm also a wedding photographer. That's not necessary. They'll figure that part out. And you just be helpful to brides all day.
Especially if your name is Joey the wedding photographer. That's your handle on Twitter. Joey the wedding photographer. From Buffalo.
The bottom line is that I have clients I'm consulting with who are doing all their business that way. They're finding it. And over at my Google Plus page.
All right, where is this? Let me show you. Here's Scott's page. Where do I do the advanced search?
My Google Plus stage.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Page. I have 3 stories on my Google Plus page that I have linked to that in detail show you how to do this because it's kind of hard for a TV show.
And you are Scott
Bourne on Google Plus, but I'm Plus. You can use that. You can use that short.
If you just type in his name, it'll come
Yeah,
up.
you're my friend. Look, boom.
Oh yeah, there you are. So there it is.
3 articles I wrote that are designed to help photographers use Twitter as a marketing tool. Oh, you're going to circle him now, aren't you? Oh, I didn't know he was putting stuff up like that. Why didn't you say so?
And I detail how to use this Twitter search function. Now, what's cool about it is that people's complaint about Twitter is, well, I don't care about Istanbul or I don't care about Paris or whatever. You can search based on your own zip code. Now, if you're a wedding photographer and you're a smart wedding photographer, you shoot weddings in the affluent zip code. So wherever you live doesn't matter. You search the zip code where the rich brides are and you go get that business. If you want to do Little League photography, for instance, let's say you do team sports photography, you can search for Little League games. If you want to do...
Dude, you're a spam genius.
I am.
You're the spaminator.
You can do the exact same thing on Facebook too, especially for senior portraits. That is a great tool.
Yeah, you can use
Why
this...
won't they turn on your camera, Nancy? Seriously,
I don't
what is
know.
it about? All right, have you made them mad in the control room or
I
something?
must have.
Anyway, the
See,
search...
now you're not speaking and you're on camera. It's interesting.
The search tool is an incredible way to find business. Another advantage for photographers on Twitter is to connect with each other. That still does go on.
No, it does help.
And then building those peer-to-peer communities is very valuable. And the third way is linking to your work. And I realize that it's not as cool as Google Plus because you have to click a link.
You do.
But for years, clicking a link has been okay.
It was fine for years. And you know what? We used to listen to 8-track tapes, too.
Wait a minute.
And
Wait.
Track 1, track 2,
wait.
we were okay with it.
I still have 8-track tapes.
I'm sure you probably do if you're using Twitter.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
So seriously, if you, I know wedding photographers that are booking 100%, not 90, 100% of their weddings just using Twitter as a marketing tool. So for that reason alone, I think it's still valid. Now, I do believe Google Plus has a lot to offer, and I'm exploring trying to figure out how to intertwine what I've done on Twitter on Google Plus.
Yeah, because you know what's going to happen? If you take what you write on Twitter and stick it on Google Plus, people will go, he's only saying half sentences. This doesn't make sense. He's speaking in code.
I see. But see, I have 3 links to very good articles.
You do.
Here.
Hey, can I? Okay, I got to tell Scott something. So when you put up links, right?
Yeah.
This little graphic shows up here.
Yeah.
You get to choose like what link on the page is that one. That little arrow comes up.
I'm
'Cause I
learning.
noticed you posted this gray empty box earlier.
I thought that was good.
No, it's not good. Okay, so hey, can I get? Wait, I want to read some comments, but I need to ask for your guys' help. Does anybody know of a way on Google Plus to search just through somebody's posts? Like I was looking for something that Kleber had written a while back. The search, I want to just search her. I don't want to search the web.
Oh, that's something you could do on Twitter, you know.
Ouch.
Hey, I'm not a Twitter hater. It's just when Twitter asks me, because I'm on there, I have 70,000 followers. I'm on there today 5-6 times. I like Twitter. I like certain things about it. I love the immediacy about it. You know what else Twitter's great for? If you need help with something, Twitter people are there
And if
like
you need
that.
to search for something somebody wrote, you can find that.
I have my own problems with finding a conversation that somebody did on Twitter, though it is getting better. I want to read some comments. Virtual Dad, doesn't it get to the point where you're updating so many different social media pages that you don't get a chance to create anymore?
That's possible.
Well, not if you do it like Scott Bourne does, where he's writing like one sentence. Then you just copy that sentence onto the other ones. Bree, can putting your name as a watermark and date with copyright symbol good enough for protection? No.
There's a training program on Kelby Training about this that
Yeah.
you should take.
So listen,
Maybe we should
win
give that
this.
to her.
Yeah, you know what? Who was that said that? Can you undo?
Bree, you
Bree,
need this.
Will you send Nancy your contact information? We're going to send you one of these, even though you didn't win it, because you are as desperately needing this as anyone I've ever met. We're going to send you the Photographer's Legal Guide. So this Photographer's Legal Guide, it's actually an online class on Kelby Training. So if Bree, if you're already on Kelby Training, you can just write us back and go, that's okay, I'll go watch it for free because I'm already on there. But this is from Jack Reznicki and Ed Greenberg. Jack is a copyright advocate, and Ed Greenberg is one of the best photography protection. I don't know what you would call it.
He's an intellectual property lawyer that specializes in helping photographers.
No, that's not it at
Glad
all.
you were here, man.
That's not it at all. He's a photography protection guy. Damn it. All right. Glenn Dewis. Hi, Glenn, buddy. Glenn's our buddy. I'm going to be seeing him in a few weeks. Actually, Glenn is going to be doing a guest retouch at my latest shoot a retouch it tour.
Is he?
He's going to come up and do a retouch for me
then I
because
might
he's
see him
very
too.
good. Glenn says, does there always have to be a reason for how we do it as photographers? How about doing something for fun and putting business aside for a moment?
I already
Thank
said
you
that.
for saying that, Glenn.
I
Thank
said
you,
that
thank you,
first.
thank you.
Now you're
Because-
trying to steal my wife's thunder, dude? You want to be a guest on here again? That's my wife.
Sorry. It
I
was
didn't
your
know
idea.
that you said that.
Brad?
I was actually just responding to Glenn.
Brad escorted him from the premises and beat him on the way out. Pete flattened his tires.
I want you to know that
Nancy, say something nasty.
I
in
flew
French.
thousands of miles for this privilege.
You don't really want me to do that.
Hey,
Fais la grande bouche.
don't anybody move. We've got some more comments coming up. Frank Duroff is commenting. You got to stick around for this. We're going
Oh,
to take a short break. When we come back, of course, we'll have our giveaways and stuff. We'll have a short break, and I'm going to
That's
have
a
a
great
talk
comment.
with Mr. Bourne off camera here. So we'll see you guys in just a minute on the grid.
And I'm sick in everything.
Yeah, she's sick, man.
My name is Douglas Saunders. I'm a commercial advertising photographer. I may be Washington, D.C. based, but I take my assignments all over the world. We have a product, it's an iPad case, and I'll be showing you how to put together an entire ad shoot from pre-production to actual photo shoot to my post-production retouching process. You're going to learn about coming up with a creative concept, dealing with your clients, lighting on location, actually handling a photo shoot day with the multiple members of your crew and client on set, the retouching process. What do retouchers look for when you're delivering all the content they need to composite an image together in the end? You're going to see everything. Everything's going to be thrown up in the air, and we're going to put it all together piece by piece. If you're at all familiar with the type of work I do, come over to kelbytrain.com, check out my video, and see how I put an entire shoot together.
Hi, I'm Joel Grimes. I'm a commercial advertising photographer. I've been doing this for over 35 years. I'm here at Kelby Training to teach you guys how I do my composites. I start in the studio, we take a subject, put her on a white sweep, shoot with my 3-edge gritty little lighting techniques. Then we go in the field, we shoot some HDR backgrounds, and putting it all together in Photoshop and making it one amazing killer image. If you're interested in this kind of compositing, come check out my classes.
At ADORAMA, our trained staff share your love of photography and can help you find what you're looking for. Our inventory is stocked with all types of cameras and accessories you need. ADORAMA has it all. ADORAMA, more than just a camera store. Visit us at 42 West 18th or at adorama.com.
Hey, we're back here with my wife, Calibra, and some other guy. Hey, hey, I neglected to mention, but as always helping us on the show is Brad Moore. Thank you. Hey, Brad, do we have an incredible guest blogger today? Yes. Hey, go to my blog, scottkelby.com. Man, his stuff is insane. Eric? His name's Eric? Adam.
It was close.
Adam El Macias, right? I knew his last name, El Macias. I know his first name was wrong. Let me tell you. Oh, look at this guy. He got this band to let him basically mount a couple of flashes. Look at some of the stuff that he's done. Now you got to go see the whole blog post and all but keep going. He shows you where he put the flashes, and you're thinking, well, that looks pretty simple. Here's the setup. He's shooting from the soundboard, right? Here's a couple of flashes. Scroll down. I'll show you some of my favorites. Keep scrolling down. He shows a behind-the-scenes video. That's good, but keep going. Look at some of these shots. Keep going. I want to get to the ones I really. Oh, hit the jump to the next page. He's got a couple of shots on here that I just thought. Plus, he gives you lots of great tips and tricks for doing it. Keep going. Go. Look at these. Oh, there they were. Look at that shot.
That's awesome.
Click on it so it goes big, and then
boom.
Wow.
Yeah, they're on just like Twitter. Click now on it to go back one. And look at this one. This was, I think, my favorite. The next one. Click. Look at that.
Not bad.
Seriously, where do you see shots like that? I mean, he's got
On
a
the
very
Scott
unique
Kelby blog.
style. I thought he was great. So, a terrific guy on the blog today. I was like, hey, Brad was the one that discovered him. But, and Brad's a concert photographer, so Brad's always got a nose out for that. Oh, man, I just dropped my wedding ring. That's not good.
Oh, no, that's not good.
I'm always futzing with it.
But it's okay. You can leave it there for now. You don't have it.
I'm freaking out if I don't have it.
Meanwhile, back on the grid.
All right, hey, real quick. Oh, he's the guy that does the lens bracelets. I didn't realize that. Okay. All right, real quick. Let's switch to my computer real quick because I want to show one of my favorite shots. This is my daughter sleeping.
Aww.
Well, it's not my daughter. It's our daughter.
It is ours. I'm quite sure of that.
Yeah, it's pretty sure. Well, doesn't look like me, but it looks a lot like Brad. Anyway.
Hello.
No kidding. So, Sleepy Princess, but I love that shot of her.
Very nice.
Now, Calibra, we're pretty careful about not putting pictures of the kids up there because we've had people that are psychotic.
No, it's just that's a way to have some privacy in our lives. You don't have to tell everybody everything.
And this is the view from our house. Here, take a look. This is the view out. This is the back door.
Oh man, don't you wish?
No, I wish. Yeah, that's not.
That's Greece, isn't
But,
it?
So those are my iPhone shots.
Yeah, these are your iPhone shots, and you've got some really good. I like this one over here. This is one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you.
I like that. And this is our pool area. Again, not. Okay. So we got some comments here. Hey, while we're doing this, I'm going to go find another board while we're doing this. Scott, read some of the comments, if you will.
Well, Frank Durhoff says, what modern photographers should realize is that sharing is the new advertising. Mm-hmm. In fact, you're getting free advertising, but it should be within reasonable rules. I agree with you, Frank, just so long as you subscribe to the Creative Commons approach, but if you don't, that may not work for everybody. Rookie Photog says, does Scott Bourne have a certain amount of time he spends on social media, Twitter, each day, or is he on throughout the day? I'm on as often as I can be, but I use one of those little automatic service things like Hootsuite, and I put some things in there that I know need to be there in advance, and then I try to reply to people as often as I can. But like the last 10 days, I was in Alaska with very little access, so I didn't tweet that often.
22 degrees, yeah. Okay.
Below.
22 degrees below.
80 above here.
Bruce F. So he says, I assist for an automotive photographer. First time I looked at Pinterest, I found 12 of his photos. Man, he must be good. I probably pinned a few of them. These are images distributed by the manufacturer, but required proper credit when published. None had a link or credit to him as required. Pinterest did take them down via DMCA, which is basically a letter that says, pull that stuff down or else, but doesn't allow changes to link back to him. So I hear you. Speaking of that, some of his images are probably on this page you're going to see right here. Here's one of Calibra's called Zoom Zoom, which has some amazing shots.
I'm going to subscribe to this page.
Look at that, Tim Wallace. Now, he's the man. Look at that. That's one of my favorite shots of Tim's.
Those are amazing
Well, if you
pictures.
get hired to shoot in places like that, you could take pictures like that.
No, you couldn't. Tim's really good.
I know.
We think we could take pictures like that, but he's like on a whole
watched his
nother
show. He's
level.
good.
I know, he's good, isn't he? I hate him.
This would
Okay.
be my new favorite page right here.
But I think
Yeah, you would be, because you're like really totally into cars.
You're the chocolate.
Oh, the chocolate one. I thought
Everybody
that
loves
would
the
be my
chocolate.
second.
Didn't I go to
Ooh,
the chocolate board? I went to the chocolate
Did you go?
board. I don't know if they
It's
showed
worth
it, though.
visiting twice.
It is. Hey, you had some other tasty board. What was your other tasty board? Was
My
it
foodie stuff.
your foodie stuff? Look at this.
I know.
Look at that burger. I never saw that. I can't go to this page.
It's a veggie
While
burger.
you're doing that, you think we should give some stuff away?
I don't know. What do you think? I say we give away these tomatoes.
I think those
All
are
right,
Trey's
Nancy,
tomatoes.
it's giveaway time. We're going to read some more comments and wrap things up here in just a minute. But Nancy is thinking, I've got a way to give away all this great
I surely
stuff.
do. Okay, first of all, there are a lot of people that are trusted users right now on the live blog. Trusted users, you are not allowed to win because if you try and enter,
We don't trust you.
we won't trust you anymore. So, and these are all the people that just go straight through. They don't have to have their comments approved. Everybody else, we are giving away Scott's Digital Photography Book, Volume 4. We are giving
wait.
away.
Hey, let me ask Calibra. That book,
Yes.
how is it?
Awesome.
Have you read it?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Scott's Digital Photography Book, Volume 4. Crush the Composition DVD. We're going to combine the other 2 DVDs into a package of, we're just going to call it business DVDs. And we are also giving away On One Perfect Suite 6. So what you do is, and everyone's going to ask me again and again and again, but you're going to put your name, your email, and the prize you want in one comment, and you are going to hit submit. And that's all you got to do.
That's it.
That's it.
And we'll send you free stuff
We will.
if you're chosen
Go figure.
by Nancy. Now you realize it's rigged. Okay, so a couple things. Hey, can we go to my screen again? Here's one of my favorite ones of yours. Cool commercial spaces.
Yes,
I love
it's
this one.
awesome.
Now, didn't Pinterest just change like a feature where you get to choose like, you okay? Is it the drinking?
It could be.
Is it smoking? Is it crack? All right. There, put the camera on me. And if
Yeah.
she,
I'm sorry.
it was okay. I was like pretending like I was coughing when you coughed to make it sound like not so bad. All right, we'll just keep the camera on me while she's like hacking up a line. You can even
I
turn
was
her-
afraid of this.
She was afraid of this, she said. All right, here's her page. I guess Pinterest added a new feature that allows you to, I just hit the wrong thing here. That went away. How did that happen? Oh, it's gone now. Oh, there, it's back. Okay. That lets you now choose. It used to be the first one in your thing, right?
Right, now you can make it your board cover.
Now you can make it your board cover. All right.
You can
All
set
right.
it.
So, hey, I wanted to look on and see if there was anything else I wanted to talk about because I wanted to. All right. I think we're going to have Scott Bourne give us any more tips for photographers on Twitter.
Yeah, just try to be as helpful as you can.
Be as helpful.
Be as
You're very
helpful.
helpful when you're not yelling at people.
I only yell at people if they deserve to be yelled at.
Well, a lot of people deserve to be yelled at on Twitter.
That's why I'm yelling all the
No,
time.
but I had a guy yesterday, like, send me a tweet, and he said, Scott Kelby, at Scott Kelby, can you lower the price of your book in the iBook store? And I wrote back, literally, I wrote, no. And I'd write, pound, get a job.
Yeah.
Because he put something mean like pound, get, I got to look it up now. He's
Listen,
Oh,
here's
me
a
is
Twitter
mean.
tip, seriously.
It's mean.
Do not be passive aggressive. Don't use hashtags.
That is passive-aggressive.
to express your point, say what you mean to say. But remember that it's very easy to be misunderstood, either in email or online. Maybe you think what you're saying is a joke, but the person who receives it might not. So many of you who try to be funny with me, I can tell you regularly fail. So it might be better to just say what you want to say and try to be helpful. That's what I try to do. Believe it or not, if you ask me a sincere question on Twitter and I see it, I will answer it to the best of my ability. And that's how you become successful in all social media. It doesn't matter where.
Oh, there he goes. Excuse me, Scott Kelby, could you please lower the prices for your book in the iPad bookstore? Here were his passive-aggressive phrases. Pound thanks for nothing.
Mean person.
And pound what a life, so I wrote back, pound get a job. All right. Okay. So, hey, Catherine Hall says,
Hey.
such a great show. Thanks, Scott's plural. Galibra, Nancy, and Brad, love you guys. Thank you, Catherine Hall. And we have some news concerning Catherine Hall. We can't say it today, but we'll
She
say
says,
it
so
next
good
week.
to see you as a guest, Scott. Oh.
Oh. Oh. All right, Kevin Halliburton. Shh. Don't tell anybody, but I have a secret folder on my hard drive full of copy-clipped inspiration. I get the impression that Pinterest is kind of like that, only public.
Correct.
What do you think? Is that pretty good?
Yeah, absolutely. And was the point I was going to make earlier, is that, kind of what are you afraid of if someone is actually using it, like taking money out of your pocket or hurting you in that way. But it's a mood board. I mean, the whole thing is actually,
As long as it's not a mood swing board.
No, it's not. I know. Hey, we're wrapping
Could
up.
be.
I know it's 5:01. Hey, Calibra, though. So I said something about your board, and let me just show it again real quick. Can you show my computer again real quick? It's this one right here. If you look at your board is a reflection of who you are,
Yes.
right? So you love the travel, you love interior decorating. There's more places. Yeah, you love beautiful things. You love flowers. I mean, you can tell a lot about you by looking here. Scott Bourne, are you on Pinterest yet?
No.
If you were on Pinterest, what would some of your boards be, just off the top of your head?
Jaguars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis.
So you would do a whole board like just Jaguars, and then another board just Lamborghinis.
Yep.
You're really a car guy, though, aren't
Yep.
you? You are.
Yep.
All right. And
Then I would do racetracks.
racetracks. Yeah.
Then I would do race drivers.
But you see, that's what it is right there, right? You want to know about Scott Bourne, you can just look at his thing. Now, because Scott is such a good photographer, then you will also see him acting as a photo editor. And I know that the pictures that he puts on there are going to be great.
Well, first of all, most of them will be mine.
Well, yeah, you'll put a lot of yours on there so we can steal them.
Well, absolutely. Why not?
Did I say steal? I mean repin.
Thank you.
All right, Brad, real quickly, are you on Pinterest? Brad is on Pinterest. What would give me 5 boards that you would have on there? Music, bands, okay. Favorite photographers. Now, what would you show of favorite photographers? Their work or a picture of them?
Probably their work.
Their work, okay.
My favorite photos.
Your favorite photos.
Probably favorite books.
Favorite books? I have my favorite, like what I'm reading, things of I have one of those. Nancy.
Yes.
Real quickly, because Brad keeps saying we're done, we're out of time. You're on Pinterest.
Yep.
Give me some of your boards, your favorite boards.
My favorite board's Zombie Love.
Okay, all right, I'm sorry, we're out of time. We are so out of time.
Wait a minute. I have one, it's called When I Have Free Time, and it's all these really cool different projects, like making a big colorful wall out of colored pencils, or Lego walls, just like really, really cool stuff.
It's so great because it's just a way to go in and just express yourself basically for you. If other people stop by and they appreciate it and they pin it and they want to look at it but it's just a place for you to go by yourself and just kind of express yourself how you're feeling. As kind of a joke, I've actually done some posts where I was like, what Pinterest told me about me today? Like, I love the color blue today, or I'm really hungry for Thai food, or whatever it is, So it's really interesting, actually.
You should pay attention to that.
You have a beautiful eye. Oh, sorry. So, I thought we were off the air. Nancy, give me a couple more boards, quick. We got to go. Brad's doing he's doing this.
Every crazy weird product I ever find in life that I want, and that's all under want.
Just want?
Want. And favorite places and spaces, like just different places I've traveled to. I keep all sorts of things like that. My favorite books.
Oh, very nice.
And then I have one, I just call it brilliant, and that's just any really awesome photograph that I ever see, I pin it under brilliant.
Oh, very nice.
Cool.
All right, Meredith, are you on Pinterest? No? You want to be on now, don't you? Yeah, you do. Pete, you're not on there. Dude, have you downloaded the new maps yet? Did you notice the new Elite maps tonight? All right. All right. Well, hey, I want to thank Mr. Bourne for joining us today.
My
Dude, it was
honor and
great.
privilege
Thank
to
you.
be here.
Also, thank you for sharing those great tips about Twitter. Those are things that I did not know, had not heard.
Hope that it helps somebody.
They helped me because now I'm going to be getting wedding work here in Tampa Bay. Also, Calibra, thank you very much for joining us. I know you weren't feeling well today. It was awfully nice of you to come
Very
in.
welcome. Sorry for hacking in the microphone.
It was just very little bit of hacking, and it was later in the show.
Good. That's good.
And they did actually turn the camera off you, which was nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I say one more thing?
Oh, please.
Everyone's going, how do I get on Pinterest? How do I get on Pinterest? If you're following me on Twitter as Nap News, send me a DM with your email on Twitter.
Dead mouse?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. A direct message.
Oh,
So
okay. I'm sorry. I always wondered about
DM me on Twitter
that.
with your email address, and I will send you a Pinterest invite.
Well, aren't you nice? Aren't you that just friendly Pinterest type? All right. And go circle Scott Bourne, for goodness sake. And Calibra, you're Calibra Kelby on G+?
Yep.
And you're on Twitter, too? Kind of?
I am on Twitter. I think I have 120 followers.
I love your G stuff.
I don't know how to
though.
use it. I'm telling you.
Your G+ stuff is great. I mean, I
G+,
look at it.
I love. I have a great time there, and I have a lot of good friends.
I crack up. She's a great writer, and she cracks me up with some of the stuff that she comes up with. But thanks to everybody. Also, thanks to our sponsor, MPix. We love them. And Meredith, I know we're done. We're done. We're done. Now, if Meredith had a Pinterest account, she would want this. She'd go, stretch. I want more on Pinterest. But she doesn't. She's like, cut, wrap, party, moose. See you guys next week right here at The Grid. Take care, everybody.
This week's episode of The Grid is sponsored by MPix. Shoot today, upload tonight, we ship tomorrow. Manfrotto, imagine more. On One Software that gets you back to shooting.
ADORAMA, more than a camera store. And Tiffin, helping create the world's greatest images.